President Obama said the other day that this Congress will be the least productive in history, and that is true. The Washington Post examined it. President Obama said at a fundraiser a few days ago that this has become the least productive Congress in modern history, recent memory, and that's by objective measures, just basic activity. In terms of actual laws or bills passed, the 113th Congress is headed towards a historic level of unproductivity. At the moment, according to the Federal Register, there have been 23 public laws enacted in the second session of the 113th Congress, and this virtually ensures that it will end up being the least productive Congress in history. If you don't like using the number of laws passed as a measure of productivity, that's okay. What about bills passed? Although this could be a little bit misleading since not all bills are created equal, and there's this some matter way more than others, but still we can look at the number. It's the same story. Fewest bills passed by a Congress in history. So then we really get to the crux of this, and we've talked about this before. This is not a measurement that much of this country agrees is a good evaluation of Congress, because we have a political wing in this country that believes Congress should be doing less, and that we have too many laws and we should actually eliminate laws, and that any additional laws are too many because we should be decreasing the number of laws in this country. It's going to be very tough to have a reasonable conversation, and I've tried a few times on this program, with those who believe that anything Congress does is too much because they think Congress should be doing nothing. They are extreme small government conservative libertarian types who don't even think that the government should, in some cases, be responsible for roads and that roads should be privately maintained, etc. It's going to be pretty tough, Lewis, to have a conversation, a national conversation, when much of the country thinks that as it is, laws should be eliminated and wants Congress doing nothing and just getting in the way of the president.
Yeah, if that wing actually thinks that that's a good idea, why aren't they actively trying to reduce the size of Congress, reduce the salaries of Congress members, or any number of things like that?
I actually am open to the idea that Congress doing less would be a good thing, but we can't just think about it in a vacuum, right? To say, well, less laws passed is good, period. If we had a situation in the country where few laws and few bills were being passed because everything was so good here, there was widespread agreement about what was best for the country, there were few areas of opportunity where people's lives could be improved, few laws would be a good thing. Why change something that isn't working? But that's not why such few laws were passed during the 113th Congress. The reason is Republican obstructionism. It's Republicans wasting time trying to repeal Obamacare dozens and dozens of times, which was obviously going nowhere, trying to restrict abortion in absurd new ways, passing anti-gay so-called religious freedom laws. That's a huge part of why why so little was done. And that's not what we're going to hear from the right. We're going to hear, well, Congress does too much. We should have the government out. Of course, when it comes to restricting abortion and preventing people from marrying each other, all of a sudden we need the government involved, don't we?
Yeah, perhaps we should just have a separate wing of government to deal with social issues. But then again, why does that make any sense? They really shouldn't be anyway.
Next, we will have two vending machine related stories. On the one hand, junk food banned from schools, and on the other hand, a marijuana vending machine. We will talk about both of those stories next. Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Give us a like on Facebook.